Good evening to one and all who are present here. So we are going to start the webinar today. The title of the webinar is Ecosystem of MSME Sector in India. And our learned speaker is K.S. Dinadayalan sir, who is the Joint Director of Cost Accounting in MSME Department, Directorate of Industries and Commerce, Government of Tamil Nadu. So before we start the program, we just want to play our institute's anthem first.
असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मामृतं गमया मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मामृतं गमया असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मामृतं गमया ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
I'm requesting my chairman, CMA Suresh Gunjali sir, to offer his welcome address to the attendees. Please, sir, over to you.
Thank you, Secretary Ma'am. Today is the Speaker Honorable CMA Dinadayalan, KS, Joint Director, MSME Department, Government of Tamil Nadu, and Secretary of my board, Sumita Chakravarti Madam, and my dear fellow CMA members. It's given me immense pleasure to welcome you all of you today for the webinar on the subject of ecosystem of MSME in India. So no doubt today's speaker is actually from the government sector. So he is involved in all the departments and all the stakeholders. Actually, he knows everything. He is the right person to tell about the present ecosystem of MSME in India. So briefly, I can say that the major stakeholders of the MSME is the government bodies. That is the Ministry of MSME, central state government, CDP, Kadi Village Industry Corporation, like that. Even financial institutions, banks and other things, industry association, then technology and innovation support from the body, then regulatory framework, and the institutions like us, Institute of Cost and Cost Accountants Act, Cost Accountants also, ICMA is also having a major role in shaping the MSME sector in India. So I won't take much time because we are having only 1 hour of webinar. So once again, I welcome each one of you for the webinar. Thank you. Thank you. Once again, I'm welcoming our speaker, CMA KS Dinadayalan sir. Welcome. Welcome everybody, sir. Thank you. Madam, over to you.
Yes. Sir, our chairman sir has already briefed about the speaker. Still, I am giving some little more introduction. Sri K.S. Dinadayalan sir is an MCom, MA in Economics. He is an associate member of our institute, as well as he is an associate member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. So he is having so much of experience in this MSME sector. Our chairman sir has already informed to the audience. He was, for the last 25 years of experience he is having in the MSME department, joined as cost accountant during the year 2001. Subsequently worked in the Assistant Director, Deputy Director, Company Secretary of the State PSU, Tamil Nadu State Industries Development Corporation. Likewise, and he has worked in all the middle and senior capacity during the drafting of the MSME policy by the government of Tamil Nadu, as well as worked in all the 3 editions of Global Investor Meet convened by the government of Tamil Nadu. So, sir, over to you for today's, enlightening the series to the attendees. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And very good evening to everyone on board to hear my views about the ecosystem in MSME of Tamil Nadu, especially in India. As Madam rightly pointed out, I am put my service in 2 decades in MSME department, and now the institute take leap forward to take the MSME promotion and startup as a core subject from last 1 or 2 months from the things that has been shared with me. So I want to put more light about field what happening in other state. With this background, I just have one PowerPoint presentation which have all components of the present MSME in future requirement. Everything has been put together in a chronological order. So all the members may have such a vast experience. So to take it in the right path, I will share my experience in such a defined and professional manner. Shall I share the PowerPoint presentation as it have presence? Everybody can have light about it. First of all, I share my presentation. Sir, I have to get confirm whether my screen is sharing with all, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible to me, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Of course, I will start how the MSME in India, sir. This you know everyone, but this is how it has been started. Actually, the economic growth of any country will revolve around the 2 sectors, normally industries and agriculture. In industries, the MSME role seems to be very predominant because it provides more employment opportunity. That is why in our national GDP, it have impressive 8.8%. And it give more job opportunity, and also across global, it give employment. As far as our pattern of system of weaker section or vulnerable section, put it in a proper way, this made a very good inroads to uplift their life status. So as of now, as per the recent statistics, we have 6.3 MSMEs in India, and among that 45% are manufacturing sector. Among that 45% are exporting, and 28% of GDP draw from this MSME sectors, and about 11 crore people are employed. This is about the scenario or the context of MSME in India. Normally, we have very bigger size of population, even though we have so much of states and union territories. Still the MSME role probably very predominant in few states. Ours is leading state, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and recently UP also is far behind. So this is about MSME in India. And in particular about Tamil Nadu, from where I am representing, it is third highest MSME in India. And as per the 73rd National Sample Survey, we are having 49.48 lakh MSMEs, that is 7.8% of country's MSMEs are presented here. Another more important thing is that 99% of the MSMEs are micro category, 0.42% are small category, and very minimal is medium category. I have few inputs in this slide, in next slide. Whereas in consensus with India also, 51.25% of all MSMEs are located in rural areas. And everybody knows about the key manufacturing sectors in Tamil Nadu: leather, engineering, automotive, casting, pumps, and ready-made garments. Now, in emerging sectors, EV and startup, we are also doing very good progress in both numbers and also achievements. Why MSME? What is entrepreneurship? Because this might be a very good view about myself in this field in particular, because the hardship or problem faced by the entrepreneurship is very much to be addressed in a very proper way, very professional way. Because normally, why Tamil Nadu is far ahead in entrepreneurship? Because even though throughout the state we have the skilled mindset of persons available. So while identifying the entrepreneur for any schemes, we have some protocols that what we followed in the field for last 2 to 3 decades. Actually, finding out the entrepreneur is very hard task, because the person who have the skill, business knowledge, he didn't find out the right source to exhibit his talent. That is where our department will find place. Actually, previous slide I told 99% of the MSMEs in Tamil Nadu are micro. That is where the catch. That is why actually in 90s, in 2000 beginning, our department normally called small industries department. In order to move this small entrepreneur into level by level to bigger forum, we have to support him in various aspects. That is why we change our nomenclature also to micro, small, medium, because that is how the progression will be made from micro to small, small to medium. At every point of time, he needs some type of help, in the sense not only subsidy type of interventions. He needs some institutional setups. He needs some regulatory aspect. He needs some technical upgradation. He needs some scale up ability. So initially, this is the 5 areas normally we find out. We, in the sense, we have our senior officers. We have so much of scheme in the field which catering to the micro person, because once the micro person, if he established his potential, then he upscales to medium, small, from there to medium, from medium to large. We saw so much of cases this kind of progression has been made. But at one point of time, on any point of time, he needs some kind of help from regulatory aspect, or from banking aspect, or from some logistic help from government side also. So by identifying the entrepreneur, the die-hard resilience, that is what we find out any from person, because normally with his background, he have very good skill nature or some business equations like that. So if we find this first thing, die-hard resilience, definitely we pick that guy, and we just share, our general managers will share with him what kind of help is needed, what is his potential. For that, we have that task force committee formed at each and every district. It have 3 type of structure. One is headed by our GM itself, another is by district collector, another by some that lead development bank managers. So this three structure, we will place that concerned person, what kind of business he is having. So from that, we able to identify his diehard resilience, that irresistance commitment, because he never give it up. Even the bank, by giving the loan, he asks so much of details. In spite of everything, that particular person will come and present his project in such a way known to him. Of course, we give some help about preparing the project, everything. But in spite of all the drawbacks, all the problem that he faced, he will come and knock the door of bank manager as and when called for. So from where we able to identify his resistance commitment, and that passionate to entrepreneurship. It's something that has to become emanate from any sources, because somebody maybe through his friends he come to know this kind of scheme is available, or else he want to make his lifestyle in such a way. So the passionate to become entrepreneurship, it has to be associated, then only he became a successful entrepreneur. And this three is pertaining to the person's attribute or person's possession, whereas the economic value and activity, this is where rightly we and bank will come to play a major role, because you have so much of ideas, you have so much of business models like with him. But in spite, our department and bank will have the cohesive way about how to give the financial structure to his idea, so that economic value and activity for the product that he choose or the line of activity he want to travel. So from where we find out that project is viable or not, or else we suggesting with some modification to change his mind or to give training in such a way he can adopt this idea into the economical value or activity like that. Last is supply and value chain connectivity, because from here you can make the product to that taluk or that district or from the state, or otherwise reverses also. For making his own production or process, he needs some product from other states also, other districts also, other country also. So both way, for producing input to his production and also for canvassing his product. This five things normally we identified from the entrepreneurship, and from here only we devised so much of schemes that I share with the next slide also. So whatever idea, even that change of name of department from small industries to micro, small and medium, and we started many employment generation program, all has been happened by identifying this kind of problem faced by the entrepreneurs. From there only everything starts. That is why I want to share this, and I want to spend so much of time with this audience, mainly to know how the entrepreneurship is very tough and why we categorizing into micro, small and medium. Because even when you success in micro, for small to moving to small, you need some support. From small move to medium, he needs some other support. So for that, we should have that infra around him to help him to leveling up from one level to other level. Then only the scheme get benefited, or as an ecosystem, we can put the entrepreneur in a right path, because that is the migration normally he goes, transition will take place. Everything has been happened once he become the good and correct entrepreneur. So this is how I want to put my point to my esteemed group. This is the structure of MSME in Tamil Nadu. Normally, it is department oriented before 2000. After that, we have company type of structures which assisting these MSMEs to grouping the product under one umbrella, and from there we are channelizing to various agencies. After that, we thought we need some organization who imparting the skills by way of vocational training to the entrepreneur. We started the training institute also in our system. After that, recently, after that new invention take place, that startup facilitation and sector orientation intervention, we started section 8 companies, because we need more autonomous body where the department itself can't dare to help the MSMEs. So from the list, first is department style of functioning. We took care of the entire ecosystem of MSME, because in Tamil Nadu, we have major industries called Industries Department. For my MSME, we call Commissionerate of Industries and Commerce. The second one is CITCO, where they're developing the estates for MSMEs alone, even for not medium or larger scales. For the land requirement of the MSMEs, we developed the industrial estate through this Tamil Nadu Small Industries Development Corporation called CITCO. Right now, we are having 100 estates, 100 estates with the occupancy of 95% earmarked for MSME alone, where it is plug and play model estates. The entrepreneur in and around that particular area will come and occupy the estates by submitting the project. From there, we are making all loan arrangements, even all clearance that has been given. The TANSI is other organization which catering to the small players, grouping the product and supplying to the major industries. It is one type of manufacturing company. The Entrepreneur Development and Innovation Institution, it is the training institution which imparting training for entrepreneurs for all the schemes that has been devised by the government of Tamil Nadu. That too for providing self-employment orientation program. This is one of the institutions which made a leap forward, because not only they are imparting training to our MSME persons, for other department requirement also they are having now schemes. Not only that, the department staff also have the training module. So the fourth one is this about the EDI, and this last two one it is about Section 8 companies. Bureau for Facilitating MSMEs of Tamil Nadu and Tamil Nadu Startup Innovation. This too, it's catering to the current requirement. Actually, we plan to start around 9 Section 8 companies. This is 2 already on board. Remaining 8 is in the process, which catering to very specified watershed management system, coir, agro processing like that. We have to have the sector orientation Section 8 companies, where we have the expertise team across all levels. They will come and assisting the entrepreneurs for organizing, for starting, for developing, for any new invention like that. So this is the structure as of now, rightly available with Tamil Nadu, which for other states who are in the process of having footprints for MSMEs, they follow this kind of things. This is in particular about what function right now we are having the Commissionerate of Industries and Commerce. This is only here a narrative portion only. Anyhow, I will just quickly brush up what is happening in our department. We facilitating policy making and we are articulating policy among the stakeholders, state strategy for MSMEs, and we ensure balanced regional growth. And we convene state level bankers committee. And we have one more initiative is this MSME Facilitation Council, which taken care about the dues pending to MSME from major PUSEs. This is the quasi-judicial thing that has been awarded by Government of India 3-4 times in the last 5 years because of good penetration or good work made by our Tamil Nadu government in collecting the dues of MSMEs in right time. And this facilitation single window, that is what ease of doing business, what other persons normally says. And we have industrial cooperative, other institutional arrangement to help the cottage industries. And we have the DIC type of things, District Industry Center, that age-old practice. Now all the states are having similar type of structuring to assisting MSME. And all the persons or department officials are headed by the DAC, by a general manager in the capacity of joint director or deputy director. And we are assisting in making organizing MSME and export MSME also we are doing it. In addition to that, we have the energy audit type of quality upgradation. We have a specific scheme of peace like that, which has been not only doing study about energy efficiency in MSME, is also we are helping once that study made by the empaneled person. There going to be certain energy saving in that particular study. Whatever the replacement cost, we have some capital subsidy component, credit link subsidy we are providing. that scheme that I will show it in subsequent panel. Now, what verticals that already I explained about what kind of structuring that has been narrated here. Sitco is for maintaining the estate for MSME and promoting, and we have plug and play model. For Tansi, they are supplying wood and steel furniture to state government department. EDA is imparting training for self-employment, all the schemes that we are having. FMTN is facilitating MSMEs. Right now is a Section 8 company, and startup Tansim that we are having is also Section 8 company, which enable to ecosystem or state up in our state. And now this is what in our union budget they specifically mention about the MSMEs benefits. Revision in MSME classification criteria, strengthening credit guarantee cover, credit cards for micro and first time entrepreneur, labor incentive sector, national manufacturing mission and clean tech manufacturing export promotion mission. In this 7 scheme, already the second one and third, second, third and fourth, these 3 already we started some schemes for the last 4 to 5 years. That is why I very particular about share what kind of intervention that we made, what kind of problem we faced, because once that has been known to us, then definitely it will have a very good idea about what kind of thing that has been made at national level. That I clearly explained in the next slide. It is credit guarantee scheme, and for this is what stated in the 2025 budget to ensure greater access to credit with special emphasis for startups and exporters. Already we have 2 schemes that has been implemented for last 2 years in that context. We have Tamil Nadu Credit Guarantee Scheme and we have Tamil Nadu Trade Receivable Discounting Scheme called TREX. The first scheme is envisaged about as similar to the credit guarantee scheme normally done by the all over the nation by the bank. In addition to that, in light of the MSMEs in Tamil Nadu only, we envisage these schemes is on similar with the all credit pattern, that is up to 75 to 90% coverage of 40 lakhs of loan and 75 to 80% of cover between 4 to 40 to 2 crores. So this scheme have been implemented in the last 2 to 2 years. 87 PSUs have been onboarded in this platform. 14 banks given the credit exposure limit. Totally 2,120 crores have been given normally in this credit guarantee. What I envisage is about the tax platform, because normally once the bill raised by MSME, it will take nearly 60 days time to make payment by the bigger PUCs. Until such time they get locked, and in Corona period like that, they have so much of bearing about interest loan on bank loans like that. So this TREX seems to be very helpful scheme for them. And in that 87 PUCs have been onboarded. Once they raise the bill and deliver the product, immediately the bank can come and discounting their bills and make the payment. So in that context, nearly 14 banks, especially Indian Bank, make a very good contribution in that light, and they discounted bill in a higher ways, and nearly 125 MSMEs have been benefited because of this TREX. Not only that, many local panchayat schemes have been implemented because of this also, because normally the department funding will be quarterly allocations. Normally in the fake end of year only they can get the funds. Once in that kind of problem, because of this TREX, the MSME get the payment immediately. In the sense comparing with the earlier system, once the bill presented, budget allocation made, only they get the payment. Now because of the TREX, the bank financing that bill, and subsequently they got the payment. Even some cases before that department made the allocation, they complete 2 to 3 cycles of business. That is how this scheme seems to be very special. So in this light, the union budget implementation maybe have this taken as a benchmarking model, because that we already start implementing it. So this may have a very great look about how this our state implementing this scheme. The only thing is the gap between when he get the uh, is proceedings at right time. That is what this scheme. That that is where we also placed very effectively, because once it not paid, because there is many problems are encountered. We also, because once the payment not made by the local body to the bank also, so we have that cases also. So that problems are all addressed in a properly reconciled manner, in a proper way, because even that after audit made, they told that supply is not to the standard like that. So this kind of problem are all coming up, but we take it in a grievance desk, from where both the persons will come and sort out the issue. So we have problems. That is why I want to share this information, because this credit guarantee and trade receivables, what we implemented the seems in the state seems to be very effective. That may be have a greater look. You have so much of input in that context. And another, we have one more scheme stating that in the budget, scheme for first time entrepreneur, especially emphasize on women, AC and ST. Actually, Tamil Nadu seems to be very forerunner in providing social justice for all the sectors of the people. We have one scheme of Annal Ambedkar Business Championship scheme, which exclusively for SC/ST people. Because as we have a balanced regional growth, even we have 38 districts in our state, the development is happen only in 15 to 18 districts. Balance are not connected with industries, because predominantly they are doing agriculture business or some other service type of activity. Because they are all migrating to the developed district, there the industrial activities are coming up. Now, to have the regional balance, what we thought, we need to have the schemes that will help the this kind of persons who can have the very lower strata of the society. That is why this kind have been devised, because to have that person to give the help, because collateral free loan or giving the idea, imparting training to that category person definitely is a very challenging job. And we devised the scheme in such a way. This Annal Ambedkar Business Championship scheme is earmarked only for the development of SC and ST. We have allocation of 100 crores for this scheme, and it has been exhausted. So we have very good welcoming in the field about this scheme, because it's especially for SC/ST, and through their district association, we got so much of application, and they have so much of interest in the scheme, and bank is also envisaging so much of interest. So this implementation, it's also online made scheme. It is a very good scheme, and the involvement of the particular area seems to be very high, because the person who get benefited through the community, they will behind them to rising the entire community along with this with this scheme also. And we have one more scheme of Kalanjar Kaivani Thittam that is on par with the skill imparting scheme. These schemes will have a greater look for the scheme that has been announced by the Union government in the budget 2025. Actually, in that Annal Ambedkar AAPC scheme, it give credit link subsidy up to 35% of the project cost, and we give 6% interest subvention. As I told, 100 crores have been allocated for the last year. The 100 crores have been exhausted, and we have the application in our hand which anticipated the fund of nearly 235 crores. So this extent, this scheme has been reached in a very effective way, because of the involvement made, because this is the scheme which envisaged only for SC/ST, so their involvement in the scheme seems to be very, very encouraging. Once it has been implemented in the nationwide, definitely it have wider ramifications in the entire ecosystem of not only MSME, in the entire manufacturing or entire entrepreneur community itself. So this is what about this scheme. For Kalanjar Kaivan Thitam also, it is imparting. We identified nearly 250 activities. We identify the course, we identify the vocational training to be provided. And right now, in this just 4 to 5 months old only, we start implementing it. The training have been started for some courses. For some courses, still we are in the process of framing the syllabus and what kind of training should be given. So this is also a credit link subsidy 25% percentage of scheme. EDI is playing a big role in providing training as far as this Kalanjar Kaivinai Thittam scheme, because they have rich experience in imparting training to all the entrepreneurs. So their expertise knowledge about imparting training has been done in effective way. They formed one special committee which undertook nearly they framed the syllabus and the vocational training for nearly 125 categories. Remaining 125 is in progress. I think in another month's time they will complete it. Before March, normally we want to give training for all the person who applied under this scheme. So this two scheme will have the will know about how that first time entrepreneur scheme will make an impact. So this two scheme will have a good idea about what kind of expectation that have in the field of this community people, that what clearly envisages. Next, another is focus on labor intensive sector. That in that union budget they thought about only footwear, leather industries, toy industries and food processing. Actually, this is the scheme what we in our state we categorizing as a thrust sector. Actually, this is thrust sector category that we are following for last 15 years. From 2007, we have the first MSME policy. In that policy, we identify 13 thrust sector. Why it is thrust sector? As it is rightly said, because the person have the idea, but because of that particular activity, we have some reservations, because some stringent regulations are there, or the supply chain connectivity is not proper, or environmental problem is there. So these are all categorizing as a thrust sector. Earlier, at the time of 2007 MSME policy, we identified 13 thrust sector. Now it has been increased to 25 thrust sector. Why it is called a thrust sector? Because they, even though entrepreneur have good skills, good business model for starting that particular activity, because of that environmental problem or the supply chain or non-availability of financials. So these are all the constraints for starting this type of activity. So we want to help this kind of activity, because once all activity which have good business model, definitely will be taken care on their own. But this kind of activities only, we need support from government, not only for regulator, but also facilitator, and also to give financing assistance also, and also imparting the training. So in all this category, this sectors need help from departments, from banks, from the regulatory persons, all or should be helped in some way. Then only this particular sector get reach their full potential to their strength. So that is why already we have 25 trust sectors, whereas in that all are matching except the toy industry. Apart from that, we have 22, 23 trust sector. What we give is that financial assistance for this trust sector. We give financial assistance, credit link, capital subsidy, and also once they scale up their activity, we are giving interest subvention also for their scale up activity. So this two assistance will change their real line of activity from 0 to 100. In such way, it will ramify their activity. So this background will help you in implementing that focus on labor incentive sector, because this is the demand also, because that plastic also they want to switch over to other activities, because one time plastic has been banned. They want to move to diversified activity. Industry 4.0, now it has been have different type of electronic waste processing. This is also it's happening. So these are all the industries need some special supports. That is why government want to hold them in such ecosystem. They can adhere whatever the norms that fixed by the regulator. And also because without the industries, whatever the environment problem that we are facing by the society, it is hard to overcome that. So this trust sector is very much required for enhancing our economic activity and our growth, which very much essential. And they need the assistance in the form of, while creating the assets, they need some assistance, because any bankable project should be in the form of 25 to 75% or 40 to 60%. So in the starting stage for entrepreneur, mobilizing such big amount seems to be very tough task. So definitely in the initial stage, they require financial assistance from government. After that, once they scale up, they got to the market expectation, then they need the support in regulating or expanding. In such way, they need some assistance. They didn't need any financial help. They need some banking or some other scale. Now we move to capital market exploring also. They need some more funds which with a lower interest they need it. So I have to put it in the business. That is what the requirement. And also when they do the business across the country, they need some assistance. They need some preference to the tariff changes like that. And if there is any economic risk while export or like that, they need something assistance from our side. So that is why I have made this point. Initially, for trust sector, they need some credit link capital subsidy. Once they scale up, they require funds at very lower rate. That is what they're expecting. And the technology upgradation, if already, because for that people definitely they have the technology. Only thing, the hindrances in getting technology from other countries like that, that has to be taken care by the regulator. Then they will become very good successful MSMEs. This is what the three schemes that we followed in our state in consensus with the 2025 budget announcement. This is ease of doing business that you know very well, because all the states are now following it. Now on board we have 154 regulatories of industrial activity will on board. Within that 60 days time, we following the applications, and we ensure that all clearances have been happened within 60 days. If that is not happened, then that case is reviewed by the district collector, and it is not it is not happened after that. It is review our honorable chief secretary of state. So that may happen once in 3 years. Normally, all the applications that has been filed through this single window clearance will be cleared within the time stipulated in the act. So this may be a very effective single window system that we followed in Tamil Nadu. And I told about that MSME Facilitation Council. It is quasi judicial powers, where our commissioner is the chair, and he assisted by the some regulatory departments head with association office bearers. Once in a month, they will sit for the hearing in 4 regional areas at Chennai, Tiruchirappalli, Madurai, and Coimbatore. Normally, we call in the headquarters and on southern side and western side and eastern side, we have this 3 regional hubs. Now, in the recent announcement, we have 2 more hubs at Vellore and Tanjavur that we plan to open, because a lot of applications are coming because of payment delay. They will file the applications. So we have nearly 1,200 to 2,000 application in a year. So we have another 2 more hubs which facilitate any things. We have cancellation also, because it is not so easy, because due to some conditions they are holding the payment. That has been sorted out, or we make the MSME to rectify the things in a proper way, so as to ensure him to make the payment. Other side also there are all some problems while sharing the bills with them. So that kind of small issues have been knocked down at the initial stage itself. Even in spite, if they are resisting for cancellation, we pass the effective orders. So the recovery rate in this mechanism also is very good. So this may be the good thing that may be followed in other states also. This is another thing that we want to share with this our group, because now the fund availability for MSME is only about bank loans or subsidies from government aspects or any special scheme initiatives. Now from SEBI regulators in Tamil Nadu, we started to give some preferential in the beginning of go for IPOs. We tried in some occasion wherever they good track records for 3 years. They onboard a few MSMEs in IPO also. So far, 3 SMEs have been onboarded and it got listed in the stock market and they got the funds also. It is in initial stage only, but it's not going in a proper way what we expected, because normally we have the target of 100 SMEs to have listed in the stock market, but due to some stringent norms of SEBI, they are not able to listed their entity in the capital market SEBI board. That is the problem we are having it. Now also that preference what they given to MSME by SEBI, that also stopped right now because of some issues. This may be the other thing, because normally the startup are not now are getting so much of IPOs. So this may be the very cheap finance that may be very helpful for MSMEs, because even the bank finance may be probably at 6% or 7% or 8%. This initially, even though it is free, after one point of time with the profit, they can share it. So this IPO type of financing for any MSME, once they move to medium or larger, this may be very helpful. With some changing in the conditions of SEBI only, this can be possible or reachable by MSME. So that is what my point also for getting access to the capital market, which has been envisaged in RAMP, that everybody knows. We have the scheme of union government, which accelerating the growth of MSME. And in that one part is capital market access for MSMEs. So definitely some SEBI rules has to be fine tuned to the requirement of especially the medium and the small, because micro there is no need because their scale of operation is within their limit. For medium and large or even small to some extent, definitely they need some finance which is required for their expansion, scaling up or technology upgradation. So that is what my point about the MSME access to capital market and quality certification, because once they want to expand the market, the product should be in a standardized features. So for that, they have to have that SOP, standard operating procedures. For that, the system should be standardized. That is why we devised this scheme piece. This scheme is in this state for last 8 years. Actually, all the manufacturing sectors who are doing this industrial activities, they didn't do the proper energy efficiency assessment. For that, we have the scheme. We empaneled the studying agencies to undertake the study on behalf of the MSME and to give the suggestion in a category of A, B, C, with investment, with small investment, with above investment. They give the report in such fashion. So from that report, if they want to make any changes in their mission adopting or like that, we give capital linked subsidy also. So it's a continuation scheme. Once this study has been made, any effective saving in the energy is made, they will do continuing and they will change that also. We have parameters stipulated. Once it has been implemented, your power consumption should be reduced in such a way. Then only they can have the final installment of the subsidy. So this is another very good looking scheme that for energy efficiency, this may be followed for the rest of the state. Startup initiative. We have a different pattern in startup in Tamil Nadu. Normally union government have the different type of schemes, and we have this Section 8 company have been exclusively start to looking after the startup and innovation mission, and it is there for last 2 years, and we have third highest startup numbers as per the recent data published by the in the newspapers. We have this verticals right now for startup. We have regional startup hubs, Madurai, Tirunelveli, Erode, because startup normally started on tier 1 cities, whereas still in tier 2 and tier 3, they have the ideas, but they reach out for the right forum. It's not possible as of now. That is why we have the regional startup hubs at Madurai, Tirunelveli, Erode. Similarly, as we did in MSFC Council, south side, north side, and eastern side. So right now we have so much of um, awareness program about what kind of startups, how it is happening in the field. All are stated in the hub. In each hub, we have one fortnight program going to the colleges, going to the training institution where we exhibit what kind of schemes available. So all awareness program is happening in the particular hub. They are taking care of the 10 to 12 districts in their hub. This Tamil Nadu startup seed fund also, it is an initial beginning. Once they have the idea to go for a regional startup from the government, we are giving 10 lakhs as a seed capital, because for project preparation, for scaling up, for organizing the things to start up the activity, they need some assistance. So this through this we are able to prepare the project reports and getting the idea into reality in the field. We have another two more program. One is startup acceleration program, and another is special package program for rural impact startup and for women startup and green tech. For entire startup initiative, we give 10 lakhs. For this two, we give 15 lakhs for the what do you say is the initial DPR preparation for getting the project to be financed in a bigger manner. This is the ecosystem that for startup in Tamil Nadu. This is the ramp, one of the scheme implemented by the union government, and in the all over India, we are among the 5 states that have been committed or the MOU signed for implementing ramp. Ramp is rising and accelerating MSME performance. This scheme is all about making financial access of MSME to the capital and promoting the markets, promoting the brand, and collecting database like that. They have so much of verticals in the scheme, clearly envisage what has to be done. So already we started implementing 4 to 5 verticals in that ramp, and this has been undertaken by that Section 8 company, which formed for FAME-TN, that is Bureau of Facilitating MSME. That is why we formed Section 8 companies, because as we have special purpose vehicle kind of infra requirement, because department as a department we can't undertake this kind of activity. So to catering to the requirement of the field, because now MSME at every point of time they need some assistance. It is once they started they're migrating from micro to small, they need professional help from all sectors. That is why by getting feedback from the field, sector-wise interventions we are making, and some cases we made some weaker section implementation. Like that, it depends upon the requirement of MSMEs. We devise the schemes, and taking the real benefit, and we taking the schemes in such a way they should meet their requirements, because still we didn't have proper database about the industrial setups in Tamil Nadu. That is why in ramp the database collection have been put as one of the verticals. We already started developing the app. So far all the database about the industries, irrespective of the category, whether micro, small, medium, large, because large industries data are already there with us. Only that unregulated micro data that is absence that is not collected in a proper way, because all the micro only move to small and medium. So some in that transmission process, we need some data. Once that has been there, definitely the bank will start giving, or the regulatories will follow the same thing. So that's why we very much particular about collecting the industrial database. And with that transformation roadmap, that we have a business reaffirmation program, and already we have DIC pattern available in the districts. So the walk-in interviews desk have been created in MSMEs. These are all envisaged in the scheme itself. We are implementing one by one through this Section 8 company, all things. And for market intervention, we convene reverse buyer sell meeting and vendor development meeting. And we have onboard session with Flipkart. All initiative have been started in the last 1 year, so it is going in a good pace also. All are going in a towards thing. And Gem portal, we have 12 session brand promotion things have been started. So because of this ecosystem, we formed one specific Section 8 companies to looking after all these activities. Apart from that, we have 8 more Section 8 companies in pipeline of Tamil Nadu, which catering to sectorial interventions. It depends upon the scheme of union government or our policy basis to be starting it, because EV is the sector that we want to have good total control. We want to make good intervention, because lot of automobile sectors want to switch over to EV vehicles, so they are also closely working with us to have the policies to replacing or switch over from the automobile component to EV, that we have a good beginning, that we are all thinking about it. So this is the thing I want to make clear. If with this, I just want to conclude my session. If any members have any.
Yeah, thank you, sir. There are questions raised by the members. One,
Yes,
Mr. Ganapati Subramaniam in, he is asking that can you explain what kind of problem you are facing for pre-IPO funding?
IPO, ma'am.
Funding.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, in IPO, they want to have some parameters about their credentials and specific turnover ratio, and also that asset creation like that. What the MSME is not able to match up their requirement. That is why they are not able to onboard their requirement. But it is there for startup. They give some benefits, some fine tuning their regulations. That is not also not clear, because what earlier they said they have some secondary listing board. There only they allowed the MSME to list the product. Based on that, only 3 MSME got IPOs. So still, that what kind of condition that they are imposed, it is not so particular. It is all about their sales, like that sales conditions, their internals, like that only. That conditions is not satisfied MSME. They are not able to coming forward. Other applications also dropped, ma'am. This is the background. Anyhow, I will share real problem, because there are many conditions put forth by SEBI that not able to satisfy by MSME. That is why that has been dropped. So I will share what kind of problem that we envisage. This is what because that vertical have been done by some other officer. I will share that with sir. You can take down my number.
Other question is, sir, from S. Babu Velumurugan. He has asked that for extending more support for the small and tiny industry, will the corporate contributions to these community development CSR spending and will uplift the underprivileged people?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. CSR during some point of time they are sharing it, because CSR, as far as the CSR responsibility is concerned, normally they in Tamil Nadu they give for non operational activity, because they are not given big Madras cements like that. Even NLC they give only for their own worker relevant CSR. Even in the Corona period only, we ask them to sponsor for the scheme. Because also they are, because of pre-commitment, the CSR funds is not given to MSME sector, but still that intervention is pending from our side, because we have to ask all the larger players to come and share their CSR things with us, because our requirement seems to be very minimal, because as you rightly said, micro maximum extent maximum benefit that given is only 10 lakhs or 7.5 lakhs. So to their CSR commitment seems to be very minimal only, but still that initiative has been happened during Corona period only. NLC, even Madras Cements are all helped some micro firms to start their business through the subsidy intervention. Subsequently, it is not happened. It gets stuck because of that. During that epidemic period only, they come and share the CSR in some capital subsidy aspect. Apart from that, it's not happening. But there is a beginning. We have to explore that also. We have to convince them. We have to keep tracking them. Then only they will come and join hand with the government to give this kind of scheme, because once it has been routed to government, their identity get something diluted. That is what they feel, but it is not the case. We have to take it in next level, because it has happened. It is happened during Corona period. But subsequently, it is not happened because we are not pressing in such way. It is a way out for it. We have to keep tracking their things, ma'am. Then only possible for us.
One Mr. I. Venkataraman, he has asked how and what parameters are available for a software products company who expects to tap the market through IPO or private funding if the product is well established by the company.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is also the IPO already. They should have their track record of 3 years, ma'am. For initial beginners, they are not giving any specific scheme like this that we have to support from government aspect. Then only they give some this kind of specific area to beginning. Even though if anything goes wrong, then we should have some mechanism to help them out, because it should not be all the losses should be borne by the investors itself. We need some kind of thinking. We have some kind of some thought process in that area, then only we able to address it, because for helping the new product, everybody have the reservations. So now the younger investors are there, mutual funds are coming up. We need something to be devised. So as to
Sir, as our time is limited, the last question may I ask? Because
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
the CMA I Sri Krishna, he has asked why CMAs are not considered for micro and small enterprises, as our profession gives so much of value addition to these sectors. This will be really helpful in the companies which are struggling to control the costs.
Definitely, ma'am. But thing is that their level of operation seems to be very small enough, because for engaging one manager for accounting itself, they are not in a position to meet out the cost. So engaging the company as a cost accountant professional in their costing pattern seems to be it is not proper as of now. But as a sector, they can give, because what we do, we are make some pricing exercise 4-5 years back as far as small industries concerned. When we are small industries, we are preparing pricing. So that pricing may be taken as a benchmark pricing. For example, we have a tea and coir sector which predominant in Tamil Nadu. In tea, what price we fixed, that has been benchmark price monthly. In coir also, we have 25 to 30 product, we fix the rate. So in that context, for sector intervention, it is possible, because being cost accountant, I am also the part of fixing the price. Whereas in other field, it's not possible. For individual micro unit, it is not possible. For sector wise or region wise, we can think of it, because you know very well that T board itself seeking the help of cost accountant institution to fix the minimum sale price for tea. The court case, everything is happening there. Still we are not able to, because it is something commercial market. So we can't fix the price in such a way, and also the process that they are undertaking seems to be self-regulatory. So the mechanism, in a short way, what I say, the level of operation, the cost account advice seems to be one particular institute, one particular entity. It is not more appropriate. For a sector, it is possible that we can make intervention. We can do one by one, because now only we starting about the MSME promotion and startup. So we can think in such a way, product oriented, sector orientation, cost accounting advice can be very well. We have desk also, if made possible, if our desk can be opened in region level, wherever, if they come and give product orientation requirement, we can explore and we give a right suggestion to them, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for all the queries replied. So I'm requesting the chairman, sir, if he wants to share something. Sir, if you want to express something because our session is over, so sir, chairman, sir, I'm requesting you if you want to share something. Yes, please, sir.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
Sir, muted. You are muted.
Yeah. Sir, as an institute, what we can do for the MSME sector, please guide us, sir. I will come to your office, sir. Okay.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. That's why I want to have this sharing of experience with you, sir. Yes, sir.
No. We will come and meet you personally, sir. We want to explore in which sector, which area we can collaborate with the government in making awareness in MSME among our cost and management accountancy, sir. Actually. Okay. So that is the need of our, sir. I will come and meet you in personally in Chennai, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for SARC and Madam and for sir to giving this opportunity for me, sir. Because
very nice and exhaustive presentations with regard to MSME ecosystem. Very nice presentation, sir. So thank you for that, dear sir. So our timing is, Chairman, sir, we are ending this program.
Just say vote of thanks to all the people.
Yes, a vote of thanks. Vote of thanks to all the attendees, because our attendees, there were more than around 250 attendees who are listening to him carefully. So we are thankful to them also. And as our chairman sir has already expressed that we want to do something in this area. Please. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
சரிங்க வச்சுட்டேம்மா